How's it going, YouTube? I'm Michael with WriterSanctuary, and today I'm going to share some of the best methods to get ideas for your stories and books. Now, one of my favorite methods is using unsolved mysteries. Now, I'm not talking just about the Unsolved Mysteries show by Robert Stack, even though it does have quite a bit of potential to it. But you can also find unsolved mysteries on YouTube. For instance, I love watching Top Fives. It's mostly about the supernatural, but there are quite a few mysteries involved in the videos. And he does a great job of breaking them all down. We also have channels like Side Projects with Simon Whistler. And Simon does a lot of mystery stuff, and there's been a few times where I jotted down some notes for myself. Of course, I want to finish writing Fury first. We also have Netflix series galore. There's a ton of them if you have Netflix or even Hulu. But unsolved mysteries are a lot of fun, and with being a fiction writer, you can do so much with them. Take the Voynich manuscript, for example. It's a book that was carbon dated back to the 15th century, and nobody knows for sure what it is or why it was written. Nobody can understand it. But what if the book was left behind by an alien who was visiting Earth and he lost it and it was regard to his home planet? There's a lot of different things you can do with the Voynich manuscript. In fact, there's a lot of things you can do with all of the mysteries that are out there. And they can range everywhere from romantic comedy to science fiction. It all really depends on your imagination. Another method you can use is historical reference. You can write historical fiction, which is something I was really interested in doing and probably will write a few books in the future about World War II. And you can also do spin off of events that actually happened. Take Shadows of Atlantic City, my most recent book. I used an actual historical event that happened in the 1850s and kind of just ran with it. Another one of my favorite methods of writing stories is creating what ifs. Now, what ifs can be fun in a myriad of ways. However, what ifs also require a great deal of research. After all, you want the story as realistic as possible to engage your audience. Now, for example, I wrote a what if. It was based on science fiction, so it was Star Trek. But I wrote a what if the Klingons never showed up to help Captain Sisko and the Defiant defeat the Dominion. Of course, you'd have to watch the show to get that reference, but needless to say, it was a lot of fun. I killed off Captain Sisko. Another method I plan on using in the near future is using plot generators and writing prompts. Now, plot generators are great for randomizing stories if you need something just to kickstart the creative juices. Now, writing prompts can also give you a general idea, depending on how active your imagination is. I like using plot generators as creating practice for outlining the story and to create something unique. So, next year I'll probably have a lot more of these driven on my Wattpad and Inkitt accounts. But like I said, I want to finish writing one book at a time because I tend to bite off more than I can chew. Something else you can do is a unique spin on fictional characters that already exist. For example, what would a mermaid society look like to you? How many times do you know how to kill a vampire thanks to all the different writers and movies that are out there? And for me, vampires do not sparkle in the sunlight.
They were vampires. Psychos do not explode when sunlight hits them. I don't give a fuck how crazy they are.
My point is that you can take something that already exists, as long as it's not copywritten, and put your own spin on it. That is, as long as it's realistic, or that your audience can accept it. My first story was actually part of the next point, which is your life experiences. When I initially wrote 7, nearly every story in that book was based on somebody I know in real life. Only I dialed up their problems to 11. And for me, it was actually quite therapeutic. My point is that sometimes even your basic life experiences can be turned into something far more than it actually is. A lot of times, reality is stranger than fiction. Something else I love diving into is exploring fan fiction. Now, fan fiction is a lot of fun just as long as you make sure you're not getting sued. Now, I have a fanfic of the Fallout universe planned for Wattpad probably next year, but it's been something I've been wanting to write since 2018. So, no, it's not because of the television show, which I do enjoy. This was a book that I had planned a long time ago. Now, even my what if was kind of technically fan fiction. It was based off Star Trek. And fan fiction is a great way to practice writing. That is, unless you piss off the majority of the fan base. But the cool thing about fan fiction is that you can write it for just about anything you're a fan of. And the last one is one that I don't get to do that often, and that's using your dreams to power your book. Now, dreams can be quite influential for putting together a great story. In fact, both my mom and my sister based their first books off of their dreams. Now, a lot of folks will keep a dream journal, which is beneficial to write down the things that you remember. Unfortunately, I forget to remember to write them down. So a dream journal is almost pointless for me because I forget it's there. The benefits of getting older. However, I do know a lot of people who have had a lot of success with their dreams to books. You just got to fill in the blanks. So there you have it. Those are about 8 of the most effective methods I can think of to power your stories and your books. It all really comes down to the imagination and what you can put together. Like I said, I love unsolved mysteries. You can do so much with it, especially if you're a fiction writer. And fan fiction and what ifs are another really high on the totem pole for me. Anywho, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. For more videos about self-publishing, blogging, freelance writing, or anything else I cover, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. I think it's going to do it for me today. I'm going to get back to writing the blog post. I'll see you next time.